He's also very impressive, and he is from Outside Real Estate, and
Here to talk about
real estate,
and a little bit of the market just in terms of price increases. And it's been astounding the last couple of years how much the price have increased across the board at all the different associations. So Andy's got some graphics here we can look at.
He's going to show us.
He's
some
working on
pictures.
it.
Yeah.
So, starting with the timbers, these graphs show the average price of a timbers in 2019 versus the average price in 2021.
Wow.
And as you can see, that number is pretty extraordinary, going from basically $560,000 to $860,000 average price. We just had 2 interior timbers units sell in the last couple of months that were. One of them was $985,000, and one of them was just over $1 million. So the price increases. It's just mind-boggling.
You need a bigger picture.
Yeah. Same thing out at Timberline on West Mountain. So going from 330 to 490, or just above. Big jump for the last couple of years. Commons units have become incredibly highly sought after. So if you're a Commons owner and you're thinking about selling, I'm sure that you will be well above $900,000 this year if you decided to sell. So obviously, what we're doing here is trying to just educate folks on where the market's at, and if you're currently an owner thinking about selling, now is just a phenomenal time. 1-bedroom Snowbrooks, the last 1-bedroom Snowbrook that just sold went for $310,000. So they're averaging out at $261,000, but that number has changed. The highest 2-bedroom Snowbrook, I think, was just over $375,000. So those are heading up, and then the 3 bedrooms, there was just a 3-bedroom sale that occurred at $500,000. So it's for people who have been here for a long time. It's tough to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
If you haven't had your head in the market and you haven't been watching. It's just incredible.
What's driving all that?
Oh, I think there's a lot driving it. There's, COVID has turbo boosted it for sure. So of course it's just lack of inventory in a very large pool of buyers.
Right.
And the reason that we have lack of inventory is because people love Sugarloaf, and they want to be here. The people who've been here forever want to continue to be here forever. So they're a little nervous right now about trying to sell their place if they want to continue to be here, because re-entering the market after you sell your place is really difficult. But yeah, certainly it's just a supply and demand issue.
Has anyone ever done an exchange?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, a few years ago we did have one of those. Yeah, where there were some folks whose kids had aged out,
right,
and so they were looking to downside, and then another family that whose kids were getting bigger and they needed a little more space. So yeah.
And you guys handled that transaction?
We did.
Ah.
Yeah.
That seems to make sense. Some people's family grows, some people shrink. You want to downsize or upsize.
Yep. However, I would caution in this market, if you're going to sell your place, getting it on the open market is the way to go, because with almost every sale right now, we're seeing bidding wars, and so one of the biggest challenges as a real estate professional in this market is getting the pricing correct. Mm-hmm. So we set a price, and we typically are setting fairly optimistic prices, and then most of the time we're seeing them get bid up from those prices. So there's We of course last year heard about a number of sellers who decided they were going to sell to their buddy, and then we figured out what that transaction was. I mean, it becomes all public knowledge after
Right.
after everything is done and it gets recorded, and it's kind of frightening to see the amount of money that some folks left on the table. Hopefully, you really like your friend that you're selling to. So yeah, I mean, it's just a surprising market, and I don't know where it ends.
Yeah.
But
Even an agent that's not from here, I mean, you can look at two houses and they're just not going to be able to tell you the true difference. Even if they look identical, you have a lot more insight, don't you?
oh yeah, I mean, we're here working in this market every day. I mean, the idea that I would go down to Portland and be able to tell somebody what their property is worth is just laughable.
Right, right.
Is that for you?
I hope not.
Your wife?
Someone wants to sell their house. You have to wait. He'll be back at the office in a moment.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously, wherever you're buying real estate, local knowledge, of course, is a huge deal.
And how about the community? Will they know about the community?
Right, not as much, of course. We're all four of the agents who work at Mountainside Real Estate have been here forever, and I've been living here full time for 20 years, and so
That's
know a lot
not something
of
that's
stuff.
covered in the disclosure, right?
No, no.
You need to know someone.
Yeah.
So the right place to go is
Mountainside Real Estate. We
Absolutely.
are just across the street from Deli's and the uphill side of the hotel, right down the walkway from Java Joe's. So if you grab a cup of coffee and you're thinking about real estate, you can come in. We are allowing people in the office, mask up and come in and chat with us.
And if you've spilled your coffee in your lap by looking at some of the increase in some of those property values, go and have a chat with all the folks at Mountainside.
That's right.
Because now's the time to sell.
Absolutely.
Hey, we appreciate it, Sam. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Thanks for being here this morning. And check out more opportunities by visiting Mountainside Real Estate.